The Wolf and the Baby Dragon by Avril MacDonald, illustrated by Tatiana Menina. Deep in the forest at the treehouse one day, Montgomery had something important to say. He had heard of a cave far away to the west, where a new baby dragon had hatched in a nest. "We should go there," he said. "We could have such great fun." "Oh, we must," said Katrine. "Get your things quick, let's run." So they filled up their bags with some nice things to eat, some water to drink, and some fudge for a treat. Then marched off in a hurry with dragons in mind, but forgetting poor Wolfgang, who got left behind. His bag was so heavy it made him too slow. Missing out on the dragon would bother him so. He yelled, "Wait for me!" No one heard him at all. They were too far ahead and his voice was too small. Then he tripped on a rock and fell down with a thump. On the top of his head grew a mighty great lump. He had worries he couldn't stop thinking about, that he'd packed in his bag and wouldn't let out. He had always found worries too hard to let go, and he kept them a secret his friends didn't know. He had never had worries so heavy before, which is why he just couldn't go on anymore. So he lay on the ground under one big dark cloud. Then something quite small called his name out quite loud. "Wolfgang," said Spider from high in the tree, "I know of your secret, it is safe here with me. We all have our worries, some big and some small, but too many worries are no good at all. I can see you're unhappy, it's easy to tell. Take a rest for a while with this magic spell. Stars in the night gather near, fairies fly and meet us here. As we close our eyes and count to 10, breathe in and out and in again. Wiggle your toes. Now make a smile. Be very still and think a while. Who do you love and who loves you? What's your favourite thing to do? Where's the best place you've ever been? What's the most magical thing you've ever seen? Stir all these things around in your cup and like a hot chocolate, drink them all up." It was lovely to think about things that were good. He'd have done it all day if only he could. But he heard lots of noise, so he opened his eyes. His friends had come back. What a lovely surprise. He remembered another thing Spider had said. "Don't keep worries inside. Try to share them instead." "Hey, Wolfgang," they cried. "Funny thing. There you are. We found where the cave is. Up there. It's not far. Oh, I do want to come, but my bag makes me slow. It's full of my worries. I can't let them go." "Well, we'll help you carry them," said Daisy Pig. "We could all take one each, so your bag's not so big. You might have some worries that we've all had too. If you share them with us, we might know what to do." So they emptied his worries out onto the ground. They were all quite surprised at how many they found. But they managed to sort them, and each friend took one. Now the bag wasn't heavy, and Wolfgang could run. They ran like the wind up the rocks to the cave. Wolfgang felt loved and a little more brave. When they got to the top, their hearts skipped a beat. There it was in the cave, looking snuggly and sweet. But just as they spotted two cute fluffy paws, a great beast flew above them with frightful sharp claws. It looked angry and wild as it dived and then rose, blowing fire from its mouth and smoke from its nose. There was certainly no chance of getting away. It was likely that they'd all be eaten that day. But the dragon did not want to have them for tea. It just wanted to take all their worries, you see. For a new baby dragon loves nothing more than to have some cute cuddly friends to adore. Most worries seems ugly, but they didn't mind. These dragons were just not the worrying kind. They all laughed loudly and jumped with delight, which happens sometimes when you've had a big fright. Then back at the treehouse they all felt so glad. To be eaten by dragons, that would have been bad. They decided to try Wolfgang's new magic spell. so the stars and the fairies all joined them as well. And their little hearts glowed as their minds took a rest, while the evening sun set far away to the west.